next up in the Fish in the Barrel series is one of the most obvious ways. It's going to be a little bit of a series. We'll talk about where to use video case stories and not video testimonials on your website. Now, if you stumbled upon this video on Google or YouTube, and you're like, I want to know where to use video testimonials on my website. Well, there's a reason we don't use the word video testimonials. We'll put a link down below. But in general, testimonials are not stories, and testimonials are about you. So we don't want to be using those. We want to use video case stories. And there's several places to be placing these. Why do we want to have these all over the website? Because we're talking about your value proposition. We're going to talk about on the homepage, the 4 questions you want to answer. On your services pages, how to differentiate yourself, how to improve conversion and do things like future pacing on your process video. And we're going to talk about stealing something from e-com, the idea from e-com of shopping cart abandonment and how that's happening on your website. And we'll use video case stories to improve all those, including the second most used page on your website, which probably, for the most part, unless you're working with someone awesome, stinks. It's not a converting page, and you're just throwing money out the window because you treat your website like a brochure, and you'd think that someone understands your About Us, which is the second most used page on your website. But I think the biggest thing that case stories are going to do is you're going to talk on your website. I bet you go look at it, and you have positioning and propositions, right? You have your positioning statements of what's different about and how you work. And really, in the end, those are all just words. And in general, those value propositions says positioning. If you're an EOS, it's called your 3 uniques. You can wordsmith those all day, right? You say, like our client, Tarkenton Financial, you can say, hey, we give great customer service and we really care about you. They do. They do. But when you go to their website and you listen to people talking about that, talking about customer service and what it means and the stories of them being there in the downtimes and the stories of them caring about them, you feel something, right? And that's what case stories are going to do for you. So we're going to talk about that and how it enforces your value propositions, but also will help you to identify your positioning statement, which we'll talk about in different videos because you need to stand out. Here's a great test if your website is really, really powerful. Go to your website, take the copy, take out your name, and send it around and with some other copy. Can people identify which one is yours? If you can't, and I see this all the time, it all looks the same, right? What is really different about your business? And then your stories can be a differentiator. We'll talk about that because your homepage should have a certain function. Your About Us page should have a certain function. Your Contact Us should have a certain function. And you can craft stories for each one of them to help the conversion. And that's what we're going to go through now. But you've got to start doing it because otherwise you're going to get lost in the sea of nothing.